We're going to talk about, the lesson's going to be over. Who is mad at you? Is Yah mad at you, or is Satan mad at you? That's going to be the lesson over. Who mad at you? Most people say not mad with you. No reason to be mad at them for it. What? They sin, they adulterers, they lust-filled, they greedy dogs, they murderers. Satan happy with you. Every time Satan tell you, hey, Bobby, you the man. You the man. Samantha, you go, girl. Twerk it. You know what I'm saying? It's your. Hey, what, be mad at them for what? You mad at them for what? But y'all flaming hot at you. Yo, Bobby, you gonna die soon if you don't repent. Samantha, I hate whoredom. You know what I'm saying? But you want it to be reversed. You know, you want Yah to be happy with you, and you want Satan to curse you out. You know what I'm saying? You want Satan to bother you. You know, you ain't no good. You're not gonna make it. You really think you're gonna make it? You're not worthy enough. But you want Yah to comfort you. You are worthy enough. You keep my laws, statutes, and commandments. I got you. So that's what the lesson gonna be over today. Who is mad at you? All right. Pray the lesson go out in sincerity and the spirit be in it. For edification. All right, we're going to start in Job 9:24. Job 9:24. See, when Satan left Adam and Eve, Satan left happy. You can curse me all you want. I did what I came to do. But if at least it would have been awesome if Eve did it, but if at least Adam did it, you know, Satan would have been upset. You know, nah, Satan, you know, I'm going to go to the Most High and tell him what you done and tell him what you done got Eve to do. And, you know, the Most High could have probably, you know, or he probably could have fixed the situation, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, a new Eve, you know, either which one. You know, Satan would have left mad, you know, but Satan left happy. So, you know, and y'all left upset. You know what I'm saying? But this is Job 9:24. The earth, this planet that we live on right now, currently, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the scripture is clearly telling you the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked have some type of control here. You know, the wicked can make your life, can make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not walking with Yah. You know what I'm saying? Even Job was a just man. This is Job speaking right here in the spirit. You know, Job was a just man, and you know, Job realized the earth truly is given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Because his life went to hell very quickly and easily. You know, there was not a shortness of wickedness to fall upon Job. You know. All right, so we set that precedence here. You know, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and one thing that the wicked do covers the faces of the judges. That's why everybody, when you start getting into the word and you feel confident enough to go out and hey, you know, hey, you're not supposed to do this, or tell people, hey, there's a better way. The first thing they say, they call you judgmental. They say, you know, who are you to judge me? You know, etc. Because they want to cover the faces of the judges. No judging, no judging. I think Planet Fitness, they have a thing, they call it the judgment-free zone. No judgment, no judgment. You know, so it's very, you know, that's no, you know what I'm saying? You know? You know, and no judgment, they don't want no judges, you know what I'm saying? It's even in corporate America, you know what I'm saying? You better not offend nobody, you know what I'm saying? Even if it is for correction and reproof, you know, they don't want no judges. That's looked down upon. That's because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and we're gonna see why. Now we're gonna go to Ezekiel 22. Ezekiel chapter 22, 23 to 29. Ezekiel 22, 23 to 29 reads, "And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the days of indignation. There is a conspiracy in her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravaging the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests, this is the Most High priests that are supposed to be in righteousness, they're supposed to be in just, but they have been corrupted, and they have been, some of them willingly corrupted, to do the will of Satan. Her priests have violated my law, and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the Kadesh, the holy, and profane, the wicked, the evil, the nasty, the trifling, the freaky. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean. And we just did a lesson on that during Torah study about if it's okay to eat pork and unclean animals. And this is where we're at right now. They say there's no difference between the unclean food and the clean food. Just say a prayer, but that's not what the Bible says. And we discussed that and got a better understanding about that. And a lot of people like to go to Colossians 2 and say you can eat unclean things, but it's not saying that. But if you go to chapter 3, it says refrain from uncleanness. So you have a hard time saying in chapter 2 is saying you can eat unclean food, but in chapter 3 it says you can't refrain from being unclean and unclean things. So, but right here, this is what's going on even to this present day. They have shown, neither have they shown difference between the clean and between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Shabbats. It's another Shabbat scripture right there. And I am profane among them. Here her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravaging the prey. You can sin, and it can be like you can sin. You can eat unclean food. You don't have to keep the Shabbat. When you do that, they ravaging you because you're summoning the presence of the wrath of Yah on you. You're not keeping under my will. Why am I living in the desert, Pastor? Well, don't worry. We ain't got to keep the laws. That's what you must focus on. Don't keep the laws. We ain't going under that depression no more. Okay, Pastor, I ain't going to keep no laws. You know what I'm saying? And then all hell keep breaking out in your life, and you keep wondering why. And now you're being ravaged. Now your little son, y'all stay in the project, you got shot. Your little daughter a whore. I mean, why, y'all? Because you don't do none of his will, and bad things will happen to you. Bad things will happen to you.
Yes, indeed.
Her prophets have, her princes, 27, in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravaging the prey, to shed blood, and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have dubbed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity, and devining lies unto them. Like a lot of these churches, for some reason, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, is just always in these churches. They always saying the Spirit, God is telling me this, God is telling me this. How can this be when He said, I'm not dealing with you when you're sinning? So, Yah's words say, I'm not dealing with you when you're sinning, but you feel these spirits on you. Is it really the Spirit of Yah? Of course not. You can't be an adulteress and saying, the Spirit's talking to me. The Spirit talked to David, and what happened? The Spirit say, I'm going to judge you, David. That's what the Spirit says. If that's the only spirit that should be on you, I'm going to be judged. Yah is telling me I'm going to be judged. It's not saying you're going to prophesy and be great and you're going to lead my sheep. That's the devil talking to you. Thus said Elohim Yah, when Elohim hath not spoken. So a lot of these people are saying things that the Most High have not spoken. Like the Most High is making it clear, like, Why are you telling these people these things? Because I'm not speaking to you. This is something that you're doing out of your own wicked will with Satan. 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And who's happy right here? Is Satan happy right here? Absolutely. Keep it up. Good job. Good job. Good job. But who's mad right here? The Most High. And it's supposed to be reversed. It's Yah that's supposed to be happy, and Satan is supposed to be upset. Micah chapter 3, 9 to 11. Micah chapter 3, 9 to 11 should be the next couple books over. For a few, about 5 books over. Micah chapter 3, 9 to 11. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgments. So, a lot of people in these churches, they talk about don't judge. Go to Micah chapter 3 and 9. Hear this, I pray you, you heads of Jacob, you heads of the churches, you deacon, you bishops. You bishops, and you whatever else y'all want to call yourselves. You anointed man in these houses, and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all iniquity. They build up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, for money, for reverence, for a good name among wicked doers. And the priests thereof teach for hire. There's pastors and priests and deacons and all these things. They have no problem conducting a marriage ceremony for homosexuals. Hey, I charge $250 an hour. Anything after 2 hours, it goes up to $300. I just want to make that clear. Okay. That's the important thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and make sure they get their money.
It's not their policies of their procedure. What they about to do is important. Not the word of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna call yourself this and say I can officiate a homosexual marriage?
More money, more blessing.
You know what I'm saying? And what the scriptures say, they teach for hire, they judge for reward. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with this. Y'all gonna bless it. Don't worry about it. That's not what the Bible says.
They say Jesus is gonna bless it.
Yeah, Jesus. However they want to do, they literally say the Most High of the Bible is going to be okay with it. And that's who's happy right there. When two homosexuals say, "I do, I love you till death do me part." Who happy right there? Yah or Satan? Yah flaming mad right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Satan up in there toasting. You know what I'm saying? Doing the little party thing, having a good time.
Toasting or toasting?
Well, the little party. I know what you mean. Satan probably smoking weed, but just the little party. Got a little party hat going, got another one. And the prophets thereof divine dividend for money. How many pastors and prophetess, oh man, I'll help you. Just give me some money though, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to lay hands on you. Just make sure you give me some money. Yet will they lean upon Yah and say, is not Elohim among us? None evil can come upon us. They have a warped sense, like, they say, is not Elohim among us? They that's what they say. God's in this church, and God's in this house. And when 2 or 3 gathered, yeah, but you 2, 3 evildoers. You know what I'm saying? You a multitude of sinners. Y'all not there. There's a spirit there. It's called the devil, not Yah.
And he's showing them now, because when he brought it on Catholic churches, he's busting them up.
All of them,
Coming in with machine guns.
All of them, you know what I'm saying? And You know, the worst thing about that machine gun that tithing plate. That money just going in. That's worse than the mass murder. I mean, because there's people out there giving their last bit of dollars, you know, because they have been betwixt, and a lot of them choose to believe a lie. You know, they know the Most High not in there. You know what I'm saying? But they want to be a man of pieces. And the Most High not happy with you when you give your last to the wicked. Oh, I gave my last, yeah, but you gave it to the wicked. I'm not happy with you. You know, you're foolish. You don't want to repent. You don't want to do my will. And because you gave the wicked your last, I'm supposed to cry for you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just, Most High not happy with you. Satan happy with you. All right, now we're going to go to 2 Maccabees, chapter, this is in the Apocrypha, 2 Maccabees, chapter 4. 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, 1 through 17. Because we're still on who's happy with you right now. And right now we're showing you the wicked aspect of this. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 4, 1 to 17. This Simon, now of whom we spake afore, having been a brewer, they brew things. I don't know what brewer of the money. I guess there was an overseer of the money. And of his country slandered Onias, as if he had terrified Helidorus and been the worker of these evils. Thus was he bold to call him a traitor that had deserved well of the city, and tendered his own nation. This is a priest that was betraying his own people at this particular time, and was so zealous of the law. So, you know, it's a person who's zealous of the law, a priest that's zealous of the law, but wicked at the same time. But when their hatred went so far that by one of Simon's factions murders were committed, Onias, seeing the danger of this connection, and that Apollonius, as being the governor of Seleucia and Phoenix, did reign and increase Simon's malice. So at this particular time, Israel is under the heathen, particularly in Greek, and this particular priest, Onias, saying, I see the trouble in the priesthood, so I'm going to jump ship and I'm going to go with the heathen Grecians for protection. He went to the king not to be an accuser of his countrymen, but seeking the good of all, both public and private. Hey man, let's work a deal out. I'm tired of living this life. I know you got the goods. For he saw that it was impossible that the state should continue quiet, and Simon leave his folly, unless the king did look thereunto. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Ephesians, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to the high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen. So you have this sell-out Hebrew Israelite that is selling out his people to be like the heathen, and which the scripture says, come out from among them, my people, don't take on none of their ways. That's why there's used to be saying, you just a heathen. You know, like in the 50s and 40s, that was a very disrespectful thing for people who behaved lewdly. You heathen. You just a heathenistic girl, a heathenistic boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what you call them, heathens.
I know.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus, which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion, and the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amnesty and aid. He took away and putting down the government which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. So they're basically replacing the law, statutes, and commandments with the customs of the heathen. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young man under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. And this is another thing about where all these gymnasiums and all this stuff. Gymnasium means naked. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing with the heathen. They get all together, the men and the women too. In each, the island of Lesbos, you know, all this stuff. They would get together and just do all type of things naked. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of brothers and sisters or only hope is to engage in the gymnasium customs. You know, be a football player, be a basketball player. They want you to get in that system so they can control you. And you know, obviously we know a lot of brothers and sisters, when they get into that system, you know, they behave heathenistic. They don't care for their people no more. They just care for the pleasures of the world at that particular time. Now, and it is also about a vanity thing too. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got bodybuild competitions where it's just about, you know, vanity. You know, I seen something yesterday. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, because he used to do it too. He say, man, you know, if you gotta train hard, if you gotta stay in the mirror for 2 hours posing to get the right pose, do it. So for 2 hours, that brings on the spirit of vanity. You know what I'm saying? That's not about being healthy, because working out and being healthy is something totally different. That's in the spectrum of vanity. You know, two different things. 4, verse 12, for he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young man under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. Now, such was the height of the Greek fashions, and increase of the heathenism manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. So, you know, Maccabees is saying he ain't no good. He ain't no good. Who happy here right here? Lucifer or Yah? Lucifer happy 100%. And it says right here in 13, now such was the height of Greek fashion. So once you get to this height, and once you get to this level, you're at the height of heathenism in there. Because all they doing is slapping each other on the butt. They still doing it right now, you know. Ain't nothing but a bunch of men walking around naked in the room. Ain't nothing. A bunch of women walking around naked in the room. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? What comes with that spirit? There's a lot of homosexuality in the NFL, NBA. Even though you go on YouTube, you know, Dwight Howard, you know what I'm saying? They up in there touching each other private parts and smacking each other on the butts and playing with each other. I mean, go on YouTube. NBA homosexual. You know, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
NFL, you know what? In the NFL, every play, a man stands in front of another man with his butt in his face. You know, height. What is that? What is height? You got one man standing in front of you with some skin tight clothes on. You know what I'm saying? With his butt in front of your face, and he about to put something through it, and you gonna take it. I mean, the scriptures say this is the height of the wickedness. And what sports are a religion? People will kill you. Michael Jordan is the best. Nah, Larry Holmes the best. I'll kill you. Say that again. And go on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
A fight started out. Somebody was murdered because they had a disagreement on who was better.
And neither one of them.
You know, the Raiders, they're legendary for being violent, a violent fan base. You know what I'm saying? The height of heathen customs right here, and right now is everywhere. Height of heathen customs. Verse 14, that the priest had not courage to serve anymore at the altar. So once the priest seen this stuff, man, they didn't have no courage to serve no more. Like, man, it's too far gone. All hope is lost. All hope is lost. We can't do this no more. You know, and back then they was really, you know, it was an open thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, after we work out, we're gonna go get it in the bedroom. They was open with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't no secret. You know what I'm saying? That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise. After the game of discus called them forth, not sitting by the honors of their fathers, not doing as their forefathers did when they was worshiping the Most High correctly, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. They say we were turning away from Yah and we're going to worship man, so we can be homosexuals and play football and discus. That's all it takes to sell out to Yah. You know, Yah promised you blessings, all type of things, safety, abundance, but you want to put on some underwear and walk around and throw this, and that's all it took for you to leave Yah. At this particular time, they had fame though. Athletes had that fame though. You know, they would go battle and they would have that fame. Who is greater than that fame? They become their own gods of vanity. You know what I'm saying? And what comes with that? Money, whoredom. You know, you walk through, an NBA player walk through an average club, whores just flocking at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To give them all type of diseases, and vice versa, to give them all type of diseases. So Satan do believe in giving, sharing, giving. You know, I got chlamydia. I share with it too. Satan do believe in sharing. By 16, by reason whereof sure calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. For, see what happened when and then what you see all these people who grew up in the projects and all that stuff, grew up, you know, modest, and then grew up, you know, around that society, those people, once they get in that aspect, because in that society, in that arena, what they around the same like-minded evildoers, so they're going to change. You know what I'm saying? Now, either you going to change or leave. That's it. Because you can't stay there. Because you're going to be oppressed and sad, and you're going to go be drinking and all that stuff. So one thing or another, you're going to leave or stay. And most of them stay because they don't want to give it away. Especially when you come from, you know, sugar water, mayonnaise sandwiches, and you eat poverty. And you got a Bentley, you got a mansion, you eating at the fanciest restaurants. Who going back there? Because that requires humility. You ain't got to go back to that hard, but you know you got to part ways there. And the irony of this, most of them, because they have no financial sense, and Satan is just gobbling them up to usury after they spend about 10, 15, 20 years in these professional sports. They 10, 20, 30, $100 million in debt. Because the bank, you beyond broke if you $100 million in debt. You beyond broke. Not only are you broke, you owe. So that McDonald's check, man, them banks, man, taking all that money out that thing, and you know what I'm saying? Because when you're in those arenas at that level, those banks are just, oh, you making $30 million a year, we'll give you a $20 million loan for something, for investment. And you know, they know you don't have no financial sense. Satan knows that, and they know it's gonna fail. You don't know what you're doing, and then lo and behold, when it's all said and done, you ain't got nothing. Nothing. Verse 17. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of Yah. So Yah is upset. He's expressing now, I'm highly upset with you, and let you know it's not a light thing what you're doing. Because a lot of people sin, and they be like, well, that's a light thing, you know what I'm saying? I only slept with her one time, you know what I'm saying? I only stole one time, you know what I'm saying? It's a light thing, ain't gonna be that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? And then there's laws on that. Stealing for when you're in need, and just outright stealing. The scriptures say, if you hunger, and you go to your brother's apple tree and steal an apple, okay, you wrong for that. You should have just asked. You know what I'm saying? Because most times, if most things, you know, you need some gas or something, you know, most people, you just ask, they'll give it to you. But when you steal it, when you're in need, you have to repay sevenfold. So if you stole $100, you gotta give $700 back. You stole an apple, you gotta give 7 apples back, etc., etc. So the Most High understand that, but this is on a whole different type of stuff. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of Yah, but the time following shall declare these things. You know, because wickedness and judgment is coming. So I'm going there to show you how, you know, how these people were making Satan happy and Yah very upset. You know, and these are people that are in high positions. This ain't just the regular moat, you know, the every now and then churchgoer. I'm talking about this is the person who's there every day, you know what I'm saying? The priest, the pastor, etc., etc., the mother of the church and all that stuff, you know, still doing wickedness, and the Most High is going to repay them. Now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 5, 20 to 23. Isaiah chapter 5, 20 to 23. Isaiah chapter 5, 20 to 23. Woe unto them that call evil good. And that's the same thing Jason and Onias and they were doing. They were calling evil good so they could have gain. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and man of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. So you see how the Most High is not pleased with these particular people. But on the other aspect, Satan is happy as a butterfly. You know, a bird on a spring cool day, just flying through the sky. You know, just happy. Can't get no more happy than this. Malachi 2:17, and the Most High keeps saying, "Woe unto you! It is not a light thing." Malachi 2:17. Malachi 2:17. Malachi 2:17, ye have worried Elohim with your words. Yet ye say, wherein have we worried him? When ye say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of Elohim, and he delighted in them. Or, where is Yah of judgment? How many times you go to these people, they say, even though you're a cold-blooded, disgusting sinner, Yah still love you. Where they say that in the Bible? And we're going to talk about it. We'll go to some scriptures about that. Most High don't like you. The Most High, you are detestable to the Most High. You up in here doing all type of whoredom, stealing, doing all kind of nasty, unclean things. You think the Most High going to welcome you with open hands? You lucky the Most High don't kill you. That's mercy. That's grace right there. Most High flaming hot at you, and you not dead yet, because He's giving you an opportunity to change from your wicked ways. That's it. That's not saying that He's happy with you. That's just showing His mercy. Satan is glad to see you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I give you $100 if you go get some prostitutes. You know I got your back. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs. We're gonna go to Isaiah 58:1, and we're gonna see this, how the Most High starts to this taste for this stuff, man. And people, a lot of these pastors and people that read the Bible, you know, always saying, Isaiah 58:1. A lot of people always say, God still love you. No, He don't. He merciful to you. That's love itself. But He don't like you. He actually call you an abomination. You know what I'm saying? When somebody call you abomination, they don't like you. They really don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 58:1. Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. And this is what we first started with, Job 9:24, what it says. The wicked have covered the faces of the judges. Why? Because the wicked, Satan and the wicked doers don't want judgment to proceed out. Because judgment is not bad, that's just correcting you. If you don't get judged, somebody don't judge your behavior, you're just going to continue being a puppet for Satan and being comfortable in wickedness. But when the judge comes through, how many people go to court after speeding? Hey, if I see you in my courtroom one more time, I will have no mercy on you. I will charge you to the full extent of the law. What happened there? I ain't going to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody who's stealing, if they need, I only stole because I need. Well, we're going to give you some resources to go, some social programs so you can go to and some numbers to call where if you need help, you can go that route. If I see you in my courtroom again for this, I will show you no mercy. Well, thank you for your mercy. I'm going to go. I ain't doing that no more. What happened? They have been judged. It's not that they have been condemned. They have been shown mercy. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, their sins, their evil hearts, and the house of Jacob their sins. So you see, the Most High don't want you, Job 9:24, for the judges to be covered up. He wants them to go out. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he has a special elect group of the 144,000. He has 144,000 judges coming to the new millennium. So when He comes through, it's Yahusha and 144,000 judges. That's a lot of judgment right there. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, they're going to be busy in the millennium. People still going to be acting up, and correction still going to be needed. You know.
Why you judging me?
But you know, it's going to be a time to correct it because it's going to be just judgment. So you know what I'm saying? It's going to be time for people to be change their ways. There's going to be a lot of wickedness needs to be corrected in them. Proverbs 11:20-21, because Yahushua HaMashiach said, I'm coming back to rule with a rod of iron. So there's still going to be some people who are going to be out of line, and just like the scriptures say, for the nation that does not come to the tabernacle of the Most High once a year, there will be no rain. That's judgment. You know what I'm saying? So they're still going to be judging in the millennial reign. Proverbs chapter 11. Verse 20-21. Proverbs 11, verse 20-21. Proverbs 11, 20-21. They that are of a forward heart are an abomination unto Elohim. God loves you, Samantha. He don't wish nothing upon you. You still the apple of His eye. They that are of a forward heart, a perverse heart, are an abomination to Elohim. But such as are upright in their way are His delights. So you got one aspect, y'all happy, and one aspect, Satan is happy. The aspect that Yah is happy is when they're upright and he has delight in them. And being upright is seeking the Most High, seeking his laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing what it says. The abomination is sinning, doing unclean acts. Satan is glad with you. You are abomination to Yah? Dinner on me. Dinner on me this evening. I got you. Drinks on me. You know what I'm saying? 21. Though hand and hand join in, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So Yah is making it very clear. I don't care how you want to live this life talking about, no, are you okay? Ain't nothing going to happen to you. The Most High say, the wicked shall not be unpunished. I don't care who. That's your child right there. That wicked little bastard is going to be judged. That's your best friend right there. That little wicked bastard is going to be judged. And the scripture says, them that do the will of Satan, these are bastards. You're not my child. My children listen to me. That's what the scripture said. You go in 1 John and read that. You know what I'm saying? He that do it sin is of the devil. That's a scriptural fact. You keep doing that stuff, you are of the devil. You're not of Yah. And he's going to call you, get away from me, you workers of iniquity. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Just like when Onias was attaching themselves to the Greeks. You know, both of y'all are going to be punished. I don't care if you're trying to bring the appearance of the Most High into this or not. You know, your wicked church members, you're going to be destroyed. That's a fact. Now we go to Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15, 8 to 9. Proverbs 15, 8 to 9. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to Elohim. What? What we talking about, first fruits coming up? So, when you perceive that you have been blessed, I made $100,000 this year or $50,000 this year, I'm going to give the Most High $1,000. You know, Most High said, man, get the hell away from me with that, man. Take that $1,000 and get the hell away from me. You are abomination unto me. He don't want it. For what? You're abomination. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Most High, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto Elohim, but he loveth him that follow after righteousness. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto Yah. What's another abomination? Because people really got to understand these things, because people only like to call one thing abomination, that's homosexuality. You know that's an abomination. Yeah. You know eating pig fat is an abomination too. Do you know that? The crab legs, that's an abomination. The shrimp, the crawfish, the lobster, abominations. Snail, all that stuff. Because people like to call all this homosexual, that's an abomination. Even people in the church house, they about to go fill their mouth with pig fat tomorrow evening. But they see a homosexual couple, you know what they're going to do? Damn abomination. Yeah, pork chop dinner for two. Abomination. You are definitely, because people like to say no sin is above sin. No sin is above any other sin. That is not what the scriptures say. There's one sin to reproof and there's one sin to death. There's different levels of sins. Just like if you steal something, it's not the same sin as if you murder somebody. If you commit adultery, it's not the same sin as if you stole something, etc., etc. But when you eat pork and you are homosexuality, that's the same thing. Both are abominations. Both of them. So the Most High not feeling you at all. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto Elohim, but he loveth him that follow after righteousness. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in these churches, you know, the Most High still, you know, like, no, the Most High don't like you. You're an abomination, man. Like, if you call somebody an abomination, you got to break the statement for them. You just an abomination. You know what I'm saying? Some judges, when they judging people, after they went on a killing spree, you are an abomination to society. We putting you to death. And they send them to the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you call somebody abomination, you really don't like them. You really don't like them. Okay? Revelations 2, chapter 2 and verse 6. But the more y'all mad at you, the more Satan happy with you, though. When you get called an abomination, Satan just happy with you. Y'all on good terms. Revelation chapter 2, verse 6. But this thou hast, that thou hast the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. This is Yahushua HaMashiach saying, oh no, he's using that 4-letter word, hate. Because a lot of people say, God don't hate. He is all loving. Butterflies. When I think of y'all, I think about butterflies and cupcakes with sprinkles. That's what they say. Straight delusion. When the Most High is making it clear, abomination, I don't like you. You're sore. You're a sore sight to me to look upon. Yahushua Mashiach say that he hates these teachings that these people go after the Nicolaitans. And let's read a little bit about the Nicolaitans. The Nicolaitans were probably a libertarian sect who attempted to use Christian liberty as an exercise for self-indulgence and immorality. What did Paul say? Should we sin that grace may abound? Should we continue in sin that grace may continue to cover us? Yah forbid, because we are not supposed to be behaving like children. Oh, I stole one day, mercy gonna cover me. I committed adultery this day. Oh, thank you for your mercy. I'm not dead. I just shot somebody. I woke up. I'm still here. Mercy, thank you. Should we continue in sin that grace may abound? No. That's what the scripture says. But the Nicolaitans, they live by that doctrine. It's okay. Just say a prayer over the pork and everything will be fine. We know it's unclean. Don't worry about it though. Where will we be without grace? I woke up today because of his mercy. I'm not going to live by these stringent laws and commandments. I'm going to live by mercy. That is utterly, Satan's happy at you. Anybody who say they live by grace, Satan loves you. Yes. We got hoes in the back. We got pork chops in the back. Who want to learn how to steal cars? We got a seminar at 3 in the back. Whatever you want. Because grace covers you. But you're forgetting how the Most High wants you to live. He has laws, statutes, and commandments. He said he delights in the people who seek righteousness. If you're seeking righteousness, you're seeking his ways. Point out, Yahushua HaMashiach right here is saying, I hate that doctrine. Grace may abound. Continue in sin, that grace may abound, because you're not dying right now. Each day you woke up after adultery, you woke up. Whew, one more time, y'all, and I'm done. Grace may abound. Thank you for this thing called grace. Christ says he hates that ways of thinking. You're not on his good side. You're on Satan's good side. Okay? And that's a prevalent doctrine right now. That you continue in the sins of immorality, but just call upon grace and mercy. Christ don't like you. Luke chapter 6. Now we're going to talk about Yah love right here. Luke chapter 6, verse 20 to 26. Who are you appeasing and who are you making happy? Who happy with you? Luke chapter 6, 20 to 26. Luke chapter 6, 20 to 26. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of Yah. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that worship now, for ye shall laugh. So a lot of sinners right now are laughing. You keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man, I live by mercy. And I'm living very good. That's because Satan is blessing you. Blessed are ye when man shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. For whose sake? For the Son of Man's sake, Yahushua Mashiach, because you are being just, you are being righteous, upright. And we go back to Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. The wicked love the wicked. The wicked will support the wicked. The wicked will be a shoulder for the wicked to cry on. The wicked will be there if you need a meal. If you need guidance to do wickedness, they got your back. Look, man, you broke. Let's go rob somebody. I got a plan. Always there for you. Not let's go seek some help and see what we can get a way out of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they talking about robbing somebody and killing somebody to get out of this particular situation. 23, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. So, right here. So, Yahushua Mashiach said, when the wicked refuse you, be happy. Go get a cake. Celebrate. Get the little party thing at the dollar store with the little thing. Go enjoy it. Because if Satan mad at you, that means you doing something right. That means you walking in righteousness. But if Satan not mad at you, you ain't got nothing to be enjoyed for. 23, rejoice ye in that day. Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. That's why like everybody gonna get out of here with a consolation prize. Here's your consolation prize. When you see the real prize, you can't have it because you're wicked. But unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep later. And a lot of people live by that. We're going to laugh now and we'll cry later. Because we worry about now. We worry about now, not later. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. And that's what's going on with the priests in the Old Testament. That's what's going on in the Second Maccabees. They wanted everybody to speak well of them. You know what I'm saying? If the world is given into the hands of the wicked, and if everybody like you, that's a problem. Because you're marrying heterosexual couples, you're marrying homosexual couples. You're saying God love everybody. Don't worry about not. God gonna work it out. Homosexuals can go to heaven. That's not in the Bible. That's nowhere in the Bible. The scriptures say about pig fat in the kingdom. If he catch anybody sanctifying themselves behind a tree eating swine's flesh, he's gonna kill them. That's in the kingdom. He said, if he catch you eating pork in the kingdom, he's gonna kill you. So if you tell people this, a lot of people ain't gonna like you. Maybe later on, 10 years, 20 years, 10 months later, they be like, man, you was right. You was right. That was righteous judgment.
What happened to me? I got the leg cut off.
Mm-hmm. I should have listened. I should have listened.
I ain't got no feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it can get like that. We was talking about that Torah study about the wrath of eating pork. You know, high blood pressure, getting your leg cut off, and all these other ailments. You know, that stuff come with consequences. Most High say don't touch that, don't touch that. A lot of these seafoods, these shellfish, they have pesticides in them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to eat them raw. All them pesticides all up in you.
They got something else in them people don't know. The waters are literally mercury.
Yeah, you got a lot of mercury in the water.
Mercury it damages your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So you should constantly eat seafood. But that's why I said you eat fish and shellfish, seafood constantly. You have accumulation of mercury going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you damage over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the wrath of Yah coming upon you. You were warned. 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Just like we read in I believe that was Ezekiel 22, when it said the prophet speak when the Most High did not speak. Thus said the Most High when the Most High did not speak. Now we're going to go to Matthew 10:34 to 29. 10:34.
10:34 to 29. 10:34.
Chapter 10, verse 34 to 39.
Oh, 39.
Mm-hmm.
You said 29.
Oh, okay. Matthew chapter 10:34 to 29.